Hello, this is the Dude 79. Just doing a quick mic check, making sure the mics sound good. Hope everyone's having a good night. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, testies 1 2, testies 1 2.
Once again, one more mic check. We'll be live in just a moment. Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble. I am the Dude 79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Fanboy Tone. Mr. Fanboy Tone.
Yes,
It's Thursday night.
it is.
We're supposed to be doing B&B plays,
We are.
but we're not.
We're not.
What are we doing here, bud?
Kissing?
Oh, wow. Okay. Awkward? That's weird. That's really weird.
No?
No, we are here tonight because today, obviously, Sony had their first big PlayStation 5 event. We've been waiting all summer, all spring for them to talk about something. And no disrespect to Mark Cerny. His deep dive was informative. But, everyone wants to see the games. Everyone wanted to see the games. And that's what we finally got to see today. And we saw quite a bit. We saw quite a bit today. It was actually a really, really good show. We got a lot to talk about. But first, what's going on with you, buddy?
Not a whole lot. Back to work this week. Trying to get back in the swing of all that. That's interesting when you work with the public.
Yes.
I'm not going to dive too deep, but I wear a mask to protect you. You should wear one to protect me. That's all I'm going to say about that. But that's really about it. I did beat, finally.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Just so everybody is aware.
Here we go.
You know?
Yep.
So you're all aware, I finally did beat Assassin's Creed Odyssey as much as I'm going to. 167 hours and a half. Almost full 168.
Geez, Tone, did you like it?
It was a great game. I'll be honest, by the time I wanted just to get to that Atlantis expansion at the end, Hades was awesome, all that stuff. I was definitely about being like, let's get done with this game. I'm ready to move on. So
we get it, Tone.
Yep, I like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The $40 expansion season pass that Ubisoft makes you pay for, it's like a whole other game. It was 40 hours of gameplay. There are games that Resident Evil 3 where you pay $60 for 5 or 6 hours.
Not wrong.
The expansion pass was $40 for this, and it was basically a huge game.
Yeah.
Huge game.
There's a lot to do in it. A lot to do in it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you got to do that. I didn't do anything. I've been getting my ass kicked with work. Power was out for the last couple days.
Let's talk about the 24 hours here.
We weren't even
Michigan.
sure. Weren't even sure we were going to do a show tonight. It was completely out of power. Consumers Energy just jerking us all around with their estimated restoration time, which was just a total clusterfuck. But lo and behold, here we are. Power came back on, and we're doing a show.
So I didn't have internet last night.
Oh man, what'd you beat off to?
Well, that's the good news. Is it came on early enough to where I still could.
Well, something came on, all right.
Right. 1:34 a.m. approximately today.
Mm-hmm.
The internet came back on, luckily, and I was saying when I got home, the wife was, the internet's still out. I'm like, well, the electricity might as well be out too, because if there's no internet, the fuck we're doing. So we had to be pilgrims and watched actual Blu-ray discs last night.
Oh no!
But she did choose Pacific Rim right off the bat, and then we watched Mad Max Fury Road. So it was a good night of viewing. He has his fleshlights.
Yeah, she never saw. You said your wife has never seen Mad Max Fury Road.
So I made her move to the garage.
What a fucking movie, dude!
Yeah, I tell ya.
That movie was just. I remember when I first saw it at the theater, I was like, "This is one of the greatest action movies I've ever seen in my entire life."
Me, Prime, and the usuals. We were blown away by it.
Just an incredible movie.
Each other over
really, really good. What? I just watched that this last week, and it's every time. It's one of those movies, man. Every time it's on, I gotta watch it.
It's like, and I said this too. Every time you watch it, it's like the first time you're watching it again to me.
Yep.
Like you see something different, or it's just so grandiose. It's like a new time every time. Yes, Mac and Me. Yes, we were watching Mac and Me.
Man,
somebody asked what's on your mouse pad. That's just the first time
somebody in a while. On my mouse pad.
They haven't asked that in a while.
It's the only people that matter. Big Lebowski mouse pad, baby. My peeps. Those are my peeps.
Freaking element.
Your fucking element, Donnie. All right. But before we get into everything else, we got something we want to talk about in a moment. We got a video to show you from one of our friends. But first,
what are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
One of the best newer breweries in the state of Michigan, out of Petoskey Brewing. This is Cranium Crush. It's a raspberry waffle cone cream ale sitting at a 7%.
Fucking good.
It's delicious. They make a lot of great brews, and most of them are the taller, like 12 or 4-pack. Excuse me.
Yep.
I don't know if this is. I think this is like a 16 ounce or something like that, maybe 18 ounce. They're amazing. Like, there's probably only one I tried I didn't really like, but they've got some awesome flavors. Yes, Horny Monk is awesome. That's one of the best ones they have there. That are absolutely one of my favorites.
Sounds like a bunch of sugar. I'd just crap myself by drinking now. I plan to do that at some point. Probably.
Yeah, he was going to do that anyway, so might as well add on to it.
Add some of that. What is that place called today? Fusion Bites?
Fusion Bites.
Mix a shawarma and some other shit with this stuff. Yeah. It's going to be I'm going to have a rough night.
Yeah, if you've never tried a Fusion Bite, Mediterranean meets Mexican.
It's so good.
It's
big fan. Big
flavors.
Fan. Really, really good
flavors.
Stuff. Really good stuff. So, as we alluded to just a moment ago, we got an interesting offer from one of our viewers.
Yeah.
Our very own Cappadocian.
Yep.
Our buddy, our pal. He said, "Hey, I got a video. For you guys." And he's like, "I want you guys to watch it and record your reaction to it." And so I was like, "All right, well, I was like, should we watch it prior just in case it's something like horrific and Sean just being kind of a douche?" But then I was like, "No, Sean won't do that." So, unzip your pants, boy. Sean sent this in. This is a tribute to Banter and Babble.
Yes.
So forgive me for how we recorded our reaction. It wasn't ideal. We didn't have quite the proper setup, but you shall see it.
We give you a reaction after, and
yeah, this is ridiculous. I love it. Here we go. Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble.
We should let you know that some of what you will see and hear is explicit.
Babble.
Woo-woo.
I am the Dude 79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Fanboy Tone. Mr. Fanboy Tone, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Yoda sex fan fiction. Done.
That is so sick.
I have very limited time to fuck around with.
Here's Chris Hansen.
Tony, what am I to do with you? First of all, this very suspicious screen name, The Dude 79. What do you mean by The Dude 79, Tony? Chris Hansen here of Hansen versus Predators. To catch a predator and have a seat with Chris Hansen. Now, Tony, I'm going to need you to have a seat right over there. I've been going through some transcripts, Tony. I don't like what I see. You know, we're still in a pandemic. There's protests all over the place. There's a nation at strife. But you continue to act this way on the internet. Suspicious websites, doing things and saying things, swiping left and swiping right. Things that could land you in a dark kitchen, being interrogated by me, having to call Sean to throw your bail. Nobody wants that. So behave. And remember, I'll be watching. And I'll see you soon on the TV and my YouTube channel. You're free to leave. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
I'm the Dude 79. This is Fanboy Tone. This has been another episode of Banter and Babble. Enjoy. What?
That was too real.
What the hell?
So
wow.
I'm like fucking speechless. That was Chris Hansen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
yeah. That so yeah, we couldn't really record during but I'll tell you what, you should have saw my face and it was pretty prevalent at the end there too. When Chris Hansen popped up and said our names, I was like, "What?"
that shit was when he popped out, I was just like, what?
Yeah, like what? Because now there's some backstory a little bit there too. There's a lot of between actually Chance and me and Cappadocian, and some of us, even probably Drastin, and like a lot of us always do the Chris Hansen bit, like, oh yeah, we take that up Chris Hansen or something, right? That. So that was, which is pretty funny. I have a seat. Usually I throw that at Cappadocian, but this time he managed to flip it and throw it at me. So touche.
Dude, that was so awesome.
That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty rad, Cap. Pretty rad.
Pennies well spent to have Chris Hansen accuse me of being deviant on the internet and stuff or whatever. But,
which you are. You're a sick bastard.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah. I've heard this guy in Call of Duty like party chats pretty horrific.
Yeah, you guys should have heard me Call of Duty at 360 days during Modern Warfare 2. It was bad.
You'd blend in well. You were part of that crowd.
Was terrible.
You started that movement.
I like to think I had a hand in it. I do. I don't. I know Evan Fire sometimes. He was also somebody who was pushing the envelope of what you were supposed to do as far as behavior in a pre-game lobby, but we did a lot. Yeah, the dark ages of Xbox Live Prime. Prime's very familiar. Some of our Halo, yeah, it was bad back in the day. Really, I like to think I've grown up and matured a little bit into better jokes.
At all. You're still just a sick fuck.
Yep, it's true.
So,
it's true. So,
thank you, Cap. Appreciate
that was very entertaining.
So, as we mentioned, normally this would be a B&B Plays, but we felt because of the, we did an extensive dive on the Xbox breakdown last month. We've had news trickling here and there.
Yeah, we've had a lot of breadcrumbs from Microsoft has been giving, so we've given a lot of attention, at least 2 or 3 episodes of what they're doing. So.
And we didn't want to wait until next week to talk about this because there was a lot of good stuff at this presentation. And I mean, we saw a lot more, what's that? Dude sure is using invisibility in the center of the logo. He's an alien. Oh, because it's because it's green. It's blending in with the background.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, you can see through me.
Yeah.
But yeah, not only did we see the games, we actually saw the system. Which there a lot of people weren't expecting to see.
I was hit or miss.
Yeah, I wasn't sure we were going to see it because Sony's been doing this thing this gen, or I don't want to say this gen, at the beginning leading up to it, where it has been a very, very small trickle effect.
Oh, just little.
You get Mark Cerny coming out telling people to lend him his ears, literally, and you're just like, okay, that was weird, but a lot of good stuff in that presentation. And then on a random Tuesday, we get the DualSense 5. Like, hey, here's our controller. It's like, okay, what? What's going on? And then today, like I said, we get the full reveal, a lot of games, a lot of gameplay running on a PlayStation 5.
And they were very specific about all that.
They were very specific about it. And they know exactly what they're doing. I mean, there's always going to be those little digs at one another. And, that's kind of what you saw today. And I don't want to say it was a dig, but they're being very going out of the way to make sure that this is running on a PlayStation 5.
That's why Greenberg kind of fired back. Then.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that
Okay.
and Greenberg is just a goofball. So
Fair enough.
But anyway, so let's jump into it. First up, what we had was the PlayStation system was the big reveal today. Again, we saw probably about 20 games.
I was trying to count, and then I just kind of stopped because I started going, "Oh, wow!"
Yeah, anywhere between 15 and 20 games. Now, there's some games there that we know a lot of people are excited about. NBA 2K, Gran Turismo. We aren't going to pull videos from those because if you've seen NBA 2K or Gran Turismo, you've seen them all. NBA 2K21 don't look good though. Not gonna lie,
That looked really
good.
Sweat.
Yes, it looked sharp, dude. Looked really sharp. Yes, Luigi, we'll definitely talk about Spider-Man Miles Morales. So, again, first thing we're going to look at is what we got was the reveal of the system. Now, what we saw from the Xbox system, we saw the memes. This is a refrigerator.
They're both getting memed the fuck out.
Yeah, they're both
too.
getting memed like crazy, which is
Great.
hilarious. I dig that. I think that stuff's kind of funny. Like,
That's
I love
funny.
the one where it showed Phil Spencer where he's got it as a rocket launcher on his shoulder.
Or fucking Dutch. Dude, didn't
yes.
Dutch have it too or something
He's
like
got
that?
he's got the rocket launcher. We've seen it as a refrigerator in the kitchen.
That shit's funny, yeah.
We've seen all sorts of goofy shit. And so we see the PlayStation 5 today, and immediately we see the references to modems, routers. There was one photo, and I forgot to get it from you, where it shows a kid.
Dude, the collar.
It looks like he's wearing a collar. His collar pop
God
shirt is the
damn,
actual
that's so
PS5.
fucking
It's an
hilarious.
incredible meme if you guys can find that one. It's absolutely hilarious. But man, when I look at the PlayStation 5 and then you look at the Xbox Series X, they're kind of what you would expect from these two at this point.
Yeah,
You mentioned it.
Yeah.
Microsoft's
Yeah.
kind of got this traditional box. It doesn't stand out, but it looks fine. It's not going to be like something you're going to walk in and be like, oh. I mean, that thing could easily sit underneath on your entertainment center and look like the center speaker of your surround sound system.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just there, and it's
Exactly.
it is what it is. Whereas this thing, everyone's gonna walk in and be like, "What fucking planet is this from?"
right. And that's just it. I think the aesthetics of both of them kind of follow their ecosystem.
Yes.
Like Xbox box, right? Drastin makes the joke, but it's kind of how they live into that. And I said it too, like, being that Sony's a Japanese-based company, they're kind of like, they've got that kind of artsy, like, next world thinking. There's always a lot of sci-fi and mysticism in a lot of their storytelling and everything. So it makes sense to me that it looks a little bit like this,
Yep.
I didn't expect it to look like this. I actually expected more white, which I'm glad there is more black, blue, and white. I wouldn't like a full white console because I am not a fan of white entertainment stuff. I don't like the Xbox One Series X. I think it looks, they both look goofy to me, and we'll get into that, but at least that seems to be more form-fitting to what I like in my entertainment. This definitely stands out a little bit more clearly, and I'm wondering if like the design of it and the curving, like I was saying, I wonder if that's got to do with their airflow.
Well, I mean, you can see all the vents all around
there's
it.
something going on with that design partly as well too. I gotta wonder, because when you think about it, your modems and your routers, and I know all the jokes, but they do have probably a design reason for like that, because they're never
really interesting. And we're also getting a digital version. So on the left side, you can see the one with the drive. And then on the other one, there is no drive. It's going to be a digital only. And we also we saw like an assortment of shit. We saw the charger. We saw the HD camera. We saw the media remote. We saw the Pulse 3D headset.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they put all the accessories out there like for him. Like, here's what's coming out.
Yeah, besides the Elite version 2 controller, we really haven't seen a lot of anything else out of Microsoft in that sense. About proprietary accessories.
Yep.
Media remotes, things are hit or miss for me. Yeah. The Wii. As soon as I saw that, I thought Wii Remote 2 Prime. I'm like, that looks like a fucking Wii Remote. And I'm gonna say this point blank, real quick, before we get into more of this. Stop doing this with your fucking system. Stop standing them up. It's stupid. I don't care who you are. If you like it, dumb. Don't lay them down. That's ridiculous. Like, who does that? I don't know who the fuck does that. I don't put discs in sideways and shit. Fuck out of here with that shit. And lay him down.
But again, I mean, it's if you look at the Xbox Series X, that thing's standing up tall.
They did the same thing.
Yeah, but keep in mind, the Xbox Series X can lay on its side, and so can this. Tom Warren on Twitter, he showed a photo. There is, I think that the stand that comes with it, you can actually place it underneath the middle of it, and it'll set down there. I mean, it's still not going to be flush against wherever you set it. but it will stand.
More
It will
airflow,
sit
it's good
properly,
probably
more
too,
like
yeah.
you would know it. So,
I
not
just-
too worried about that. It's just like look, man, like we were saying, the Xbox Series X is just kind of there to blend in and just not stick out. But obviously, it's a powerful system. Sony wants people to walk in the room and be like, "Whoa."
To me, it
What
like
is that?
yeah, and to me, it just shows like that Eastern and Western kind of look
Yep.
of things. Like, Xbox is a Western company, so it makes kind of more sense. It's just box and a square. It's going to be there.
Mhm.
Whereas a Japanese-based company is just going to have a little bit of extra flair at that, and maybe some collar popping. I guess I don't know. I'm not a fan of either console look. I'll be honest with you. I don't really care for the weird meat cube that's the Xbox One X or Series X, and I'm really not a huge fan of that design either necessarily. I do like the colors, but I'm really not a huge fan of it. I don't like I said, I don't like my entertainment stuff to be flashy because I'm not looking at it anyways. Give me practical,
Right.
If it's gonna be white, at least the colors for this looks really cool.
It's clean. I think it's a clean.
It's a very clean look.
It's a clean system and very few inputs on the front of it. I mean, it looks like we have the USB-C, which is nice. USB-C charging for this for the DualSense. So that's what you can see on the front. Zadder asked, "Where's the PlayStation VR?" Obviously, PlayStation VR, the current model, is compatible with this, and lo and behold, the colors basically match up. You got the white, the black, and the blue, so everything matches up with the PS5. But I don't think the PlayStation VR was a focus today. But Sony has said on multiple instances that it is a part of the future. And in fact, there's been multiple patents for the next iteration of the PlayStation VR. So it's very much a part of that. I think what Sony wanted to do today and what they accomplished was, hey, look, here's how games are going to look running on our system. Here are the games you're going to be able to play on our system. And that's, you only get an hour. You only get an hour, and I think they spent the amount of time properly. I think they did a good job. I think they showed good games. Yes, lots of rumors of the PlayStation VR 2 being wireless, and I really hope it does, because after playing
with the Quest, I don't want anything with wires.
After
from
playing
VR,
with the
honestly.
Oculus Quest, you're like, okay, yes, I do want that freedom of no wires. But like I said, the PlayStation VR is an excellent VR headset, especially if you're looking to jump into stuff. There's a lot of great fucking games on it too. I mean, there's a lot of great games on PlayStation VR, and all of them are going to work with the PlayStation 5, and the PlayStation VR is going to be compatible with it. So, not too concerned about that. I'm sure that'll be something they'll address closer to launch. They've already said, look, we've got more to talk about. And so I'm sure they'll address PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
They'll probably address some more, more games.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I brought up PSVR 2 earlier as well as Adder. And dude scolded me for that too. So you got that. You got scolded too now. So ha ha ha.
Don't ever worry about PlayStation.
Don't ever.
Not going anywhere.
Yeah, but yeah, for sure. I think that you're right. It's just not going to be. We didn't even think we were going to get a console reveal today, so I guess we're excited that we got to see that. There's little things I want to know about. Like, I always say, we're seeing some of the tech stuff. I always still like to buy discs for certain things just because of the collector side of me.
Yep.
And I don't think the world, especially the United States, is not ready for full digital consoles unless you live in a urban area.
Mm-hmm.
But I like one USB port on the front annoys me a little bit. I'll be honest.
I want to know what's on the back though.
Because two things I think about consoles these days, if you're trying to even pretend that you're close to what the PC master races have, hard drive space should not be smaller than to me, I think, and I know we talked about this, hard drive space should be 2 terabytes. Now, it's tricky because the SSD, I understand, all that going on.
Yep.
But I also think the same thing with USB ports. Maybe it's just me, because I think you should never have no more or no less than like 3 or 4 USB ports.
Because what's on the PS on the Pro, you have 2 on the front,
2 in
and
the
you
front,
have the 3.0 in the back.
You got at least 1. So you got 3, but like you should have 3 or 4, because by the time you want to plug in, like some people live in a space and they got to plug everything into certain things. So like even like my wireless gold headset plugs into my system to charge.
Yep.
That's one. If I want to play in with a controller and plug and boom, there you go. You got external hard drive that's in the back, and we don't even know about how that's going to work in this too. Like our
yes,
external hard drives.
there will be external hard drives that will work with it.
So what about like current PS4 hard? That's the question.
I
right?
don't see. That's the thing. They mentioned there has to be a certain type of external hard drive in order for it to work with the PlayStation 5. I think there's going to be certain models that are going to be required to work. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this one right here and plug it in.
That's
and
my
have
wonder. Well, I guess if your saves are your saves are on the cloud, it doesn't really matter, right?
Right.
But then now you're talking again, like, okay, so is the price point? I don't want to dive too deep into this right now. But if it's theoretically a $500 system, oh, you need to upgrade another terabyte or two. Oh, it's $100 for this Sony external hard. Kind of like how Xbox Series X is doing the weird things, but
yeah,
that's
no,
just
it's there's still, like I said, there's still Sony brand external hard drive. No, they've said that they will not. There won't be proprietary hard drives. There's going to be certain. It's not even certain models or brands. It's just it has to be certain specs of that hard drive to work with the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I was just saying kind of arbitrarily, but yeah.
No. I just want NCAA football. You and me both, dude. You and me both,
Okay.
Josh. I need an NCAA football at some point. I don't know if they're making progress on that. I know there was some talk about it for a while, and then it kind of backfired, and people were saying, no, it's not going to happen now.
They had 10 teams from like the SEC in the last Madden game. That's about as good you're going to get.
That's pretty much it.
You got to go buy 360 out.
Yeah,
never forget that.
Certified SSDs. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out. But
just curious.
Cap. Yeah, if you want to play an NCAA football game, we got a system for that. It's called Xbox 360. Yeah, there you go. Go play it there.
I know there's a lot of questions on that stuff, and we were fortunate to see it, but I can't help but ask those questions.
No, those are good questions. Now, obviously, we've seen the game. First of all, I want to ask the chat. Everybody that's in the chat, if you're watching right now, PlayStation 5 console.
Sound off.
Like it, love it, hate it. Let's see it. Let's see what we got in the chat. Like it, love it, or hate it. Love it.
Love it. I gotta
meh.
love it.
That's
meh.
not an answer,
Okay.
Panic. It's like it, love it, or hate it.
Yeah. Oh, what are these
not
meh?
meh is not a
that
fucking
wasn't-
answer.
You guys. You guys.
Like it, love it, or hate it. There you
Love
go.
it.
There you go. Meme? Okay, meme is fine. You can go meme.
Meh works.
Meme goes between like it and hate.
What if I don't like it and don't hate it?
It's not meh. It's got to be meh. There you go.
Yeah, meh. It's a meh.
Josh, I actually still have my PlayStation 3 hooked up specifically for NCAA Football 2014. Yep, I still play it. Still fire it up once in a while. Such a fun game.
Nerd.
Chance likes it. Prime likes it. Josh likes it. Adam Valentine, he loves it. All right,
He loves it.
He loves it.
I'm kind of like a hate right now. I don't know. I gotta
God,
give
will you
more
fucking grow up.
All right, fine. I'm a meh. Meh. I'm going with meh.
All right, so now
Zatter.
we've seen the system.
Yes.
We know where the chat is. Everyone's kind of like, hey, it's whatever. But at the end of the day, what are the fucking games going to look like?
At the end of the day, no matter what it looks like, no matter how stupid it's got its collar popped, what do the games look like?
And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about, now look, like I said, they talked about a lot of games. Some of them we're not going to discuss because they're just like, whatever. There were other titles that really stood out to us that we think that, I'm sure many of you saw as well. And so we're just going to kind of go through them briefly, talk about what we've seen and, who developed them, when to expect them, and whatnot. First up is actually the first PS5 game that was announced, and that was Godfall. And we got to see a nice gameplay trailer of Godfall, and this game continues to look really good. Interesting thing about the press conference today, or not even the press conference, but the presentation is that it was all uploaded at 1080p 30 frames. So everybody watching it live, it was 1080p 30 frames. But immediately after the show, Sony had uploaded all these trailers to YouTube at 4K, and some of them were 4K 60, including Godfall. This trailer right here you're watching does not do this game justice. And if you get a chance, go over to YouTube after the show, check out all the trailers there. They have them in 4K.
It's wild.
They're fucking incredible.
It's fucking wild.
This game looks great at 60 frames. It is very smooth, and it looks really, really good. What was your take on this trailer? Did you like this?
It's the same as been with Godfall. It looks cool. I like the art design. I like the like mythological god shit. I'm just unsure about. I gotta play it. I'll put it to you like that. It looks like it's got potential, but I'm really on the fence about the game. I know there's a lot of people out there that are really hype. I'm more of the kind of the meh right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. This could be the next addiction, depending on how much content there is. What there is to do. Ice Blast Bang, welcome. Appreciate you stopping by.
Appreciate that.
But this looks really, really cool. I think this looks it's a beautiful looking game. Obviously, it depends on how much depth there is to it, how much there is to do. I gotta believe there's like a looting system. It mentions there's awesome gear to get. So, what kind of a grind are we going to be looking at?
Right.
I thought that looked really, really good. I know you're still kind of leery of it because of Gearbox being involved, but they're only publishing it.
Right. So now that made me a little bit, but that really wasn't just it. I'll put it like that. No, it just I don't know. It looks like it's got potential.
Draston's not wrong. Anthem looked really fucking good too. I know. There you go. I had to bring that up. No, he's not wrong, though. He's not wrong. Anthem looked really, really good, and we know how that panned out.
Yeah,
this is developed by Counterplay Games. Not much we know about these guys, other than they made Duelist a couple of years ago, and I've never even heard of that game.
I didn't either, but then looking at the game, I'm like, that game looks pretty fucking sweet. It looked like a strategy game.
Oh, is it? Yeah, yeah.
It looks kind of like, this is kind of like that Paladins League or something, whatever that Godfall looks to me at least.
Right. But no, I mean, it's this is going to be one of the big titles that the Sony's going to get behind. This is a launch title. It's going to be out this holiday, so this is going to be a really big title for them. Be really interesting. It's also on PC as well, so it's a PlayStation 5 PC exclusive. I'm not sure if these are one of the titles that's timed. It'll eventually be on Xbox Series X. You got to believe with the ways these games are going to cost. Now you're going to try to get it out to as many people as possible. PlayStation 5 and PC is a good way to do that. I'm sure Xbox will be in the discussion somewhere on down the line. Now, the next game, the one that I know got you all hot and bothered.
I freaked out right away. As soon as I knew right away, it wasn't even barely into the trailer and it just happened.
You know, there was a lot of talk about this possibly being here, but honestly, I was just like, if there's going to be any version of Spider-Man, it's just going to be the last one, upgraded and enhanced for PlayStation 5.
Matter of fact, you did say that recently.
I was like, okay, they'll probably get like an updated version of the first one. And I apologize. That is not the correct choice of beer tonight. I did not update that. That is last week's porter.
Son of a...
I know.
What about house?
But anyways, as I was saying, instead, we got this a new trailer for a new Spider-Man game.
And holy shit.
Yeah. This is Spider-Man Miles Morales. And I mean, I don't know if this is going to be like a spin. If this is this a full-on like Spider-Man game?
I'm assuming so. I'm guessing they're not gonna do. Maybe they're not gonna do numerical shit. Maybe there's no reason to anymore. Maybe we're moving away from that stuff.
I don't know, but this looks hype,
you
dude.
know? What up, Ant-House?
Ant-House Beats.
Make
sure you guys follow Ant-House Beats and check out his music, baby.
Yeah, get on Spotify. Look up Ant-House Beats.
Look him up on Spotify. He's on iTunes. He's everywhere. Make sure you check him out.
Yeah, but we got to see Miles Morales. And I thought maybe the next game series would kind of show a little bit more Miles or be a piece of that, right?
He's at the forefront here.
And I'll be very honest with you. I'm very excited about this. I think this is especially the things that are going on in the world right now, this is very important. You know, I think this is great to have, a black lead as well, too. So this is awesome. He's if anybody pays attention in the comics or watch Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales is like, you wouldn't think you could have another Spider-Man come in and be like, he's kind of like Spider-Man 2.0 or going forward or something.
Right.
Miles Morales is a great character, a great Spider-Man, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And they've never done anything less of that.
And that comes out holiday 2020,
which
dude.
blew our mind, like, holiday?
Yeah. I was not expecting this thing to be out on holiday 2020. That's
a big fucking deal,
dude. That is a massive, massive title for a launch title. That is huge.
Yeah,
for the PlayStation 5. That's a big one, dude.
So fucking exciting.
You know, the last one was received so well. You played too. I think you got the platinum in it.
It's the only thing I probably got a platinum on the PlayStation.
And I know you were a big fan of it. And this is just incredible to see. And Insomniac's busy. We're not going to talk about Ratchet and Clank, but obviously, Insomniac has Ratchet and Clank coming on. That wasn't 2020. That's 2021. But, man, Sony goes out and buys Insomniac and says, hey, boom, make 2 games.
Dude, and like I don't think we're playing that trailer for everybody with the Ratchet and Clank because there's a lot of new stuff we really need to talk about. But that Ratchet and Clank with the, I kept saying the particles and everything. Yeah. Like, I think we got, I want to see that. I haven't seen that in 4K. I got a feeling that's going to blow your mind.
Oh, dude, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Will the PS5 have Garfield karting, though, in 4K? Oh, man. If it doesn't, I'm not buying it day one.
And if he's not driving a cart that's like a lasagna tray, I don't want to fucking play it.
All right. So, moving on. This next title is interesting. This is... We knew there were going to be a couple of third-party exclusives or timed exclusives. The first one that we saw here was it Project Athea? And this is from Square Enix and it's from Luminous Productions. Dude. This shit looked crazy.
Gave me a boner.
Yeah, see, Piccolo knows Ratchet trailer in 4K is incredible.
Yeah, I gotta check
this game looks pretty sweet.
I pick.
This is one where we were just like, what is this? What's going on here? And this trailer was hot, dude.
Dude, as soon as I saw Square Enix, I was just like, what?
I mean, the combat in this game looks great. I don't even know what you would describe this type of, like, is this a fantastical setting or? a fantasy setting.
It's definitely a fantasy set. Final Fantasy these days is so very like pushes the limit
look
of
at
medieval
this.
fantasy
Look
and
at
sci-fi
this.
fantasy, but just fantasy in general. Yeah, like that, like druidic spell or whatever. Like, yeah, and then that. Hey, Prime, I found your butthole in this game already. Did you see that thing come up behind the trees? One of my favorite games is Find Prime
How about
buttholes.
the ending of the trailer here?
Oh, dude, the big fucking like smoky dragon. Oh yeah, dude, that's
Dude.
too fucking dope.
Dude, yeah, that was a hot trailer, and this is designed exclusively for the PlayStation 5. So this is interesting. I was not, Square Enix, Luminous Productions. Now, my understanding, the Square Enix team is the same team that worked on Final Fantasy 15 that's working on this.
Fuck.
It's the same people that worked on Final
Hopefully they
Fantasy
can finish
15.
their game before it gets pushed on.
So that was a really, really cool looking trailer. Some of the combat in there, again, the gameplay looked really fluid. It looked expansive, a beautiful world. That was really hot, man. That was a really, really hot trailer. One that I don't think too many people were expecting. The other game, the next game that we saw, and this one I thought this looked incredible. The animation, this game is beautiful. This is Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah.
This is from a new studio, Ember Lab. This is like a new studio, but they have a lot of experience in film and animation, and this really comes through in this trailer.
Which is funny that we found that before we started playing this trailer earlier, because I as at home I was thinking, I'm like, it's like Koba and the Six Strings or something you'd see at like the movie theater, like some of the like the graphic of it, like, man, is this like a Pixar film or something, right? Like, or whatever. So then you find out, yeah, that's their background. It's film and animation. You're like, well, no shit, cool.
Yeah, this. I mean, it looks. Ice Blast says it looks cute, but the combat, man, there's some of the battles that you're getting into.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, don't think it's too cute. Some of these, there's a couple encounters they're gonna show here a little bit later in the trailer, and this game just looks fucking beautiful, dude.
Yeah, like,
and you can see the animation skills and the film,
like
the dramatic
embers
elements
burning in front of them,
Yes.
like shit like that. I'm like, oh man, it's hype.
Yeah, this trailer is. I want to see the combat. There was one particular encounter that looked fucking sweet.
Interesting take on that, Drastin.
What Drastin say? This feels like it's made to compete with Legend of.
Maybe a spiritual successor of that kind of gameplay. There
I mean, yeah, it's a third-person game. There's a couple of elements where you see him walk, where you see the character. She's walking around, but I mean, look at this world.
Man.
Look at this.
This was one of my. We are already with a. Is it Alethea? Did I say that right? Project Alethea.
Project Athea.
So I wonder if that's a working title.
It is a working title. Yeah, it is a working title.
Between that and this, I was like, damn, like new IPs.
Yeah, look. I mean, this world is beautiful. Right here, this battle right here. This looks fucking sweet. I mean, this combat looks intense. I mean, this right here, he's getting chased down by this dude. Cute my ass. That dude will fucking kill you.
Yeah, he'll fucking kill your cute ass.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Breath of the Wild, like a very like. Pronounced, very beautiful looking, high production value, like Breath of the Wild.
Project usually gets scorched. Yeah, right.
What is any title of the project usually gets scratched?
It reminded me of that 360 game. I can't think of it. Wasn't I said Klonoa, but it's the other one. I can't think of where she changed into monsters, 4 different demons or something like that. It's like an early 360 title. Came out right around Perfect Dark.
I have no
Cameo.
idea.
Boom. Thank you, Pig. You're like fucking count on Pick.
Oh man, Piccolo. He knows his shit.
He knows his shit.
Cameo, yeah. Piccolo knows his shit, dude.
It kind of reminded me of Cameo.
Sounds lame.
Thanks, Pick.
Sounds lame. Now, I know Pick is excited about this one. I know you're excited. I'm excited about it.
No, you're not.
There is one developer that has been very consistent with PlayStation over the last gen and in the PS3 as well, and that is Housemarque Games.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, Housemarque Games tried their hand at a battle royale on PC. I don't think it did very well, but they're back at it here, and this shit looks really, really good. This is a really interesting title, sci-fi. This is one you were jumping up when you saw this. You were like, "Whoa, this looks sweet."
Yeah.
This is called Returnal. And again, Housemarque, they made like Resogun. They made what was the one on PS3 Pick? There was Resogun. There was a big one on PS3. Very good with like twin stick stuff.
Super Stardust.
Super Stardust. There you go. Yep. I mean, see, they are very, very good at those types of games. Now, this is their first foray into like a very big third-person like action adventure game.
This gave me Kojima vibes. Remember I said, is this
Yes.
Is this Kojima?
Yep.
Like, what the fuck's going on here? Like this, and I know Prime too, like we're some sci-fi super fans. You're a sci-fi super fan, like man, and that's not to get too off track here. There was a lot of these IPs and a lot of these new ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking sci-fi. There was a lot of sci-fi today, and I was really hyped for that.
Yeah, I mean, this is just
look at this shit. What? It's kind of like what's that one with fucking Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise? She's dying and coming back over and over.
Live, Die, Repeat, or something like that.
Yeah,
or something Day Tomorrow, or
that was a dope movie, by the way.
Edge of Tomorrow. There you go, Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah,
it?
I did see that one. It's a great movie, but this looks hype, dude. I mean, I'm a big fan of Housemarque. I was actually, for a while, Housemarque said they were pretty much done with our arcade games. They've made a lot of great arcadey games.
Yeah,
Resogun.
Yeah, Resogun, amazing.
They make Matterfall was another good one, and for after a while they were just like, look, we're kind of moving on from these types of games, and everyone was really bummed. And then they were doing these, and then they started working on this BR game, this battle royale game, and again, it just didn't really take off. And I was just like, man, I hope this isn't the end of Housemarque, because they're such a good developer. They have they have a good grasp on gameplay. They know how to make games exciting, and this looks really good.
Looks like somebody said, let's give you some money and let's do something big.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically what it looks like. They're going all in. It's PlayStation exclusive. They've been working with Sony for a long time.
Prime,
so this,
there you go.
This looks really good.
Oh shit, what if she's in purgatory, Prime? There you go. I figured it out. Beat the game. Where's my trophy?
Luigi made a good point. This gives me a sci-fi version of Hellblade. I can see that a little bit.
Anthouse said 51st Dates in Hell.
51st Dates in Hell. There you go. Yeah.
Shit.
But no, very, very cool looking game, again, from Housemarque Games. And they've made just gem after gem for PlayStation, and there's a lot of expectation here with them coming out with this Returnal. So this looked pretty rad as well. Now, another game, this, what was cool about this is, they focused on some first party stuff. They had some big titles, AAA titles, but they also paid some love and respect to the indies titles.
They bounced around.
And this next one is from the same folks that made Hyper Light Drifter. This is from Heart Machine, Solar Ash, and this same style of art style and animation that we saw in Hyper Light Drifter. This game looked fucking beautiful.
Game looked fucking cool.
Yeah, this game looks rad. Obviously they're a very talented developer. They've only made a couple of games. They don't have a whole lot under the belt, but their first title, Hyper Light Drifter, was really, really fucking good. So this looks like it expands on it. Digital or disc PS5 for you guys, Nate Dogass. I know you're probably gonna go.
I'm always a disc. I'm a collector of certain titles, so.
I'm actually, in an effort to stop buying collector's editions, I am going to go.
No, you're not. You're going to
digital version. No, I'm going to do digital.
No, because you're going to see a hard case and you're going to want
that. So. No. I'm going to try. I'm making changes this year, okay? I'm making changes
just
this
get
gen.
the disc version. It's going to be like $50.
I'm buying digital only, baby.
Yeah, and
no collector's
when your internet's
editions.
out and you can't play your disc.
Well, if my internet's out, I can't play online anyway, so I can't play anything.
Yeah, because trick question, you're only going to be playing Destiny 2, so it doesn't matter.
I have to have online or I can't play
circle.
anything.
All right, there you are. Never mind.
But again, this is just a beautiful looking game. It's cool to kind of see them explore, because Hyper Light Drifter was, this part right here is rad. Upside down,
dude.
Solar Ash, and then jumps down on this thing that flies by.
I absolutely love this crazy artwork, this imaginative sci-fi, I think we're going to treat this gen all around, too.
Caesar, he gets it. I'm far too lazy for disc games. I don't want to fucking stand up and take a disc out.
Oh my
God. Get another one. I want to just turn on my system, play my game, and be done with it.
I got an answer for that. And that's because Tone still has to walk to the fridge to get more booze. So it's just.
I don't want a detour. I want to go get my booze and come back and play the fucking game.
I just like to have these. I'm a hoarder, okay?
You're a whore is what you are. You're not a hoarder. You're a whore.
No rebuttal.
Now, the one game that you and I were like, man, this looks fucking fun. Now, when I got my PS1, one of the first games I got with it was Destruction Derby, and that game was fucking fun as hell. Another awesome game like that, Twisted Metal.
Oh,
fun as hell. Car combat is fun as hell. And so here we go.
You're only a whore if you charge for it, Spence.
Destruction All-Stars.
Now, I, too, was a big fan of Destruction Derby. I played a lot on, actually, PS1, too, but PC with a fucking steering wheel. That's one of the first games I ever played with a steering wheel. So fucking wild. And at first I saw this, I'm like, oh, is this Twisted Metal? That's the first thing I went to. I was like, oh, God damn it. And it's not. So there's no weapons with these vehicles. It looks like for the most part.
I didn't see anything.
It's like kind of more like kind of like Rocket League. That's a interesting take on there, Cap. Yeah, Rocket League meets Fortnite characters. Whatever, because it looks like the characters can get out of the vehicles too.
Dude, all I know is this combat looks fucking nuts.
Dude, it looks like. Now, we can sit here and say and look at all these IPs and go like, oh, sweet, a new sweet sci-fi game. Oh, here's another one. Here's an artsy one, too. Mm-hmm. This one was kind of one of the surprise out of nowhere ones that I think has potential to really draw into a bigger audience of people, who likes those BRs and things like this. It's very cartoony and pops, but it's also like clearly quite the destruction going on here, too. Yeah. So I think I was really surprised to see something like that. Yeah, I'll be very honest at the end. And delightfully surprised, too, because it's something I would play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, and I'm assuming these characters all have different abilities, so I'm assuming, you look at this and you think Fortnite meets Rocket League meets Overwatch, maybe, depending on what kind of abilities these characters have. And I mean, this just looks like fun. Like, it just looks like high intensity, high action fun. And I can get behind something like this. This is the type of game I want at launch. I mean, there's so much going on. The combat's intense. The stadium's rocking. This was I would consider one of the surprise showings here. I was not expecting this type of game.
Right.
This looks like a lot of fun.
This seems like a game like me, you, Pick, and Prime could sit into and play and talk shit the entire time.
Oh my god, this is a total talk shit
because
game.
You and Pick never stop.
Pick always talks shit. He's a mean dude. I know you like him, but he's a son of a bitch.
Pick's my favorite.
He's a son of a bitch. All right, so now these next two games we're gonna talk about are interesting because these have been since the conference have been revealed as timed exclusives.
Yeah, which please remind on Twitter.
Which is interesting because I thought maybe we were doing away with these third-party exclusives, timed exclusive stuff, but lo and behold, here we are.
Yes, Jay Hill, I wish.
And the first one we're going to talk about is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I thought Deathloop looked really, really good, but this Ghostwire Tokyo.
Dude, I think
this looks.
I was like, as soon as I saw, as soon as we started getting to a few seconds into this, I was instantly like, oh shit, I got a feeling this is gonna, because this even got me this almost like a third person or first person Persona feel to a degree, right?
Like with lots of horror elements. I mean, you're basically wielding all these different abilities.
Yeah, there you fucking go.
Reminds me of a Japanese Bioshock. That's an excellent comparison. This is from
that right there.
Tango Gameworks. They were involved with Evil Within, so you can kind of get some of the horror elements. Mm-hmm. They obviously have an eye for this sort of thing, but this game looks fucking creepy.
Dude, sign me up on this shit, yo. Day one.
Reminds me of my wet dreams. That's hot. But I mean, look, you're wielding these different abilities. You've got these crazy characters that you're going up against. You got some sci-fi, some cyberpunk elements to it almost. And apparently, this is just a very realistic version of Tokyo. It's very detailed. There's a lot to explore. This trailer was hyped too. This was really, really cool to see.
Right.
Matrix 4 in Tokyo.
There's a lot of things going. Yeah, there's something's going on here, and I'm telling you what, I am ready. I am very, very ready. This is what I'm saying. We saw a lot of stuff today that was like, okay, that's cool, and that's sci-fi or whatever. Yeah. Whoa, that's surprising. But then you see something like this, and you're like, where are we going with games now, right? You see something like this, you're like, wow, this is.
And obviously, this is a very Japanese inspired,
very anime feel to it. Yeah, give me some Tokyo Ghoul.
I mean, just a wild looking game, man. Ghostwire Tokyo,
Shadow Warrior, even
this was that looked intense. Cuts coming 2020.
Oh yeah, that would be sweet in VR.
Did it say VR?
No. Grafton just said that if it was in VR, that would be
first
pretty
person
dope.
element. Yeah, using your hands and shit. That'd be pretty wild. So I mean, that one looked really, really cool. And then the other one is Deathloop, and this is from Arcane. They have Dishonored fame, and this is interesting because obviously Bethesda is publishing this title, and typically you don't see too many deals between Bethesda and Sony. Bethesda's always been kind of closer with Microsoft with a lot of their stuff, especially with the Game Pass. They were really chummy with them with here's Fallout and here's all this shit. They've always been really close to Microsoft, so it's interesting to see this Deathloop is going to be a timed exclusive for PlayStation 5 and PC. And dude, this has Dishonored vibes. But the cool thing about this game is obviously you're playing as this character who is this the right trailer? Yeah. You're trying to get through these levels, and there's different ways to get through it and different abilities and how you can get through it. But on the other end of the level is a character named Juliana who's trying to hunt down your character Colt. So you're trying to get through. She's trying to stop you and protect this instance that you're in. But the badass thing about this dude is, like, say if you're playing as Colt and I have this game and I see you're playing, I can be like, oh, dude, I'm going to invade his game as Juliana.
That's
So now
cool.
you're trying to get to this level, and I can just pop in, and she can be anywhere at the other end of the level, and I make my way towards you. So either you're going up against an AI, or somebody can sneak into your game and take over as Juliana. Now, this is a feature that you can turn off. You don't have to have it on where somebody can join your game. But absolutely, a game built on trolling. I'm gonna sit at the very end of the level and not do a fucking thing until Tone walks up, going, "Man, this shit's easy," and then boom, I'm gonna log off and go to bed.
Fuck your Predator.
But this was a very cool trailer. I mean, it's got that arcane, DNA in it. It's got the cool abilities. It's got the kind of creepy art style, and it looks a lot like Dishonored and how Dishonored plays.
Very underrated series too.
Oh, Dishonored is wholly underrated. Even the second one kind of pissed me off at times. The first one was fucking incredible. This game looks a lot like Dishonored. It's got a lot of that DNA, and this one, this game looks great. I love the fact that, you can go back and replay these missions different ways. If you don't get it right the first time, go back in and do it again. But then you have Juliana who's hunting you down, and then other people can jump in and play as Juliana. That's rad.
This might be obscure to some, but I got actually some Mirror's Edge vibe out of it.
Ooh, Mirror's Edge? Oh, because of all the jumping around and shit. Yeah, some of the parkour stuff.
I love Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge was a really Time Splitters? Or no, Time... Yeah, I was talking. This was it was a game on 360 like this. I think he's got it. Time Clock. It was an arcade game.
Pick Prime. You guys usually pick up on that shit.
Fallout 76.
Oh,
no,
god damn it!
Not Fallout 76. No, Anthouse wanted to know. He thinks this game looks like something that was on the 360, started with Time or something like that.
Something arcade game.
I don't think it's Time Splitters, is it? I don't think that's what he's talking about. Space side scroller. I don't know. I do not know. Time Splitters was the only one I remember. Yeah. But anyways, this game looks really, really good. This is something I'm really excited to play. It has some multiplayer elements to it, and obviously the gameplay will be there. The different abilities that you can wield will be there. Arcane has proven that this is their bread and butter. This is the types of games they know how to make. Levels that are multiple paths to get through. Yeah. Whether you want to be stealthy, whether you want to go loud and proud, it's built for all play styles. And I'm really, really, really excited for this one. This one looks really cool.
I feel like this gen, all across the board, people are really starting to really explore ideas in games.
Yep.
Exciting, I think.
I think they want to try to. Did they do a trailer for GT5?
Never heard of it. Time Shift. That's right.
Time Shift. Okay.
That was the one I was thinking because it had the like weird helmet. I think at least that's one.
They didn't show a trailer for GTA 5. They just talked about how when it drops online, it'll be free for all PlayStation 5 owners.
Right.
And then you can buy, I think, the single player portion. That's going to be an enhanced version as well.
Yeah.
So, and then what is it? Every month
between now and
when it launches,
now even you get $1 million in your online account through PlayStation
on the PlayStation 4 version.
So they basically said, "Hey, Rockstar, you guys are making some money. Let's pay some money to you to make some more money."
Yeah. So you're gonna go if you have GTA Online and you're invested there, you're gonna start getting a lot of fucking money between now and when GTA 5 launches, which is weird. I mean, they're putting all this emphasis on GTA 5. Why aren't we talking about Red Dead Redemption 2?
So I could talk for a good few minutes about that because I like the Red Dead series recently been like Grand Theft Auto 5 is amazing. The story was incredible, but like far as the online, I like Red Dead a little bit more. I love the Western concept, and the story was way more engaging for me. I'm so pissed that they have not done hardly anything with Red Dead Online, but they keep doing the GTA, but they're paying to the fiddler. People are nonstop playing.
Dude, now everyone's doing GT5 RP. So it's even more relevant. Is anyone doing Red Dead Redemption 2 RP?
There are, and I think there's some RP out there too, but like it's just mind-boggling to me because I just feel like Red Dead Online 2 or Red Dead Redemption 2 Online has so much potential. Like you put casinos in Grand Theft Auto 5. Why not a casino boat? Why not one of those fucking casino boats? Right? So there's a lot of potential with that. Good question. Why isn't Rockstar giving Red Dead Redemption 2 more love? It's a shame.
Well, Prime says yes, there are.
There are?
Oh, he's talking about private servers, I think.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
he's talking about
gotcha,
private servers.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that was definitely an odd choice to start out with, but it makes sense more to put at the beginning than at the end after everything we saw. So, like, that's a pretty cool partnership. Honestly, when you stop and think about it, $1 million, if you buy those in the stores to get that $1 million, it's at least $10.
Right.
At least.
So you're getting that between now and whenever the fuck it comes to PS5.
You're getting that for free on PlayStation. So Sony, somehow they did something's coming up. So that means to me,
this is to make amends for Agent. Like, all right, look, we can give you an exclusive game, so we'll give you fucking a GT5 online and $1 million every month until it launches.
So that leads me to think that with all these secret rumors that are secret rumors about GTA 6, I got a feeling there's going to be some either a not PlayStation exclusive to the system, or maybe a timed exclusive, or better stuff on PlayStation. They've got something going on right now.
Right, yeah.
And when GTA 6 gets announced, it's a big deal.
Agents of Mayhem too. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, moving on. This next title, you and I were getting like Kojima vibes. We were like, is this
another one? Yeah, another
game? Like,
another.
What is going on here?
Oh yeah.
And this is Pragmata, and it's from Capcom. We don't know much about it, but this trailer was fucking dope.
Yeah, and in Capcom, I can't think of the name of their engine. Pick probably knows it off the top of his head because he's in the library, but
he is very thick.
Thick boy.
Yes, it does. It looks great in 4K.
Capcom, their games have for a long time always looked really good. Whatever that engine is that they use, maybe it's Unreal, I don't know, but I don't play or care about the Devil May Cry series, but like Devil May Cry 5 looks fucking incredible. And when Devil May Cry came out on 360, Devil May Cry 4, it looked incredible. They look so good. They really do a good job with it. So you're seeing this and you're like, is this like Decima engine or what's the engine that
Decima engine.
Yeah. Like, so we didn't know at first like that. So I thought like, it's here we are, and it's fucking Capcom. So
yeah, dude, this looks
something new.
This looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really, really good. Again, we don't know much about this. Hey, Ice Blast, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you stopping by. Don't know much about what this story is going to entail, but I mean, we saw all this stuff. We're like, man, is this fucking Kojima? I mean, it's Kojima-esque.
Right.
There's some Kojima elements here. But yeah, we don't know much about this game other than it looks wild. I mean, you're on Earth, getting sucked up. Next thing you know, you're in fucking space.
And Capcom is a company who always seems to have a lot of you get a lot of westernized showcasing. I never feel like they actually explore their actual roots, being a Japanese-based company. Yeah. And I feel like, you sometimes get the taste of them. You see it in like Devil May Cry a little bit, but I feel like, and that's why we said the Kojima thing, like, I feel like this is really kind of almost like, when's the last time you can think that Capcom came out with a completely new IP and did something like really big and different and grandiose? It's been kind of a minute, I think, at least off the top of my head.
Like, I'm just trying to figure out what is going on in this game. I mean, they're on the moon.
Like, is it basically, is she going to be basically Yoda on your backpack and being like, I'm cool with that, like,
Yeah, I mean, and this is a ways out. I think this was a 2020 or 2022 title. This is a ways out. This is a ways out.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see. That is coming to Xbox Series X. It's also coming to PC, so it's coming everywhere.
Robot, okay, we got a robot.
But that was a wild trailer. Now, the last two we're going to talk about are standout titles. These games, if you get a second, please go to YouTube and watch these videos. Not Stray, Cap, not Stray, but Tone's all about Stray.
I'm upset he didn't put the video up
here.
I
know he's upset.
I want to play as a kitty.
He wants to play as a kitty.
I was pretty excited about that.
The first one we're going to show is a sequel that I think a lot of people were expecting, more so than I would have expected a sequel to this before Spider-Man. I was expecting this.
We saw both of them.
This is not, I repeat, this is not the game I wanted to see from Guerrilla Games, their second team.
Can we talk about that? Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
This is not the game I wanted to see. But Horizon Forbidden West is a thing. And this trailer, you guys, I'm telling you right now, on YouTube, the 4K version will melt your fucking face.
It will melt your fucking face.
This game looks absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. The 4K version is the only way to watch this trailer.
And this is the engine that ran on Death Stranding as well.
You know what I want them to be working on, Pick.
Yeah, we don't even want to talk about it.
You know what I want them to be working on.
Yeah, we don't know
They hired fucking Rainbow Six Siege director. They hired a bunch of people who know about making online shooters in the esports space.
Let's not do this yet.
I know what fucking game they're working on.
We hope anyway.
I wanted to see it.
Rahala!
There you go, the grenade throw. But back to this. This just looks incredible, dude. This looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah, this
I mean,
looks fucking amazing,
dude. At the very end, what is that? What are those elephants called? Like the huge ones?
Mammoths.
Mammoths. I think that's what it is. Yeah, mammoth.
This tortoise here is dope as fuck, though.
Yeah, a tortoise comes out of the water. Mastodon.
Yeah. Sweet baby.
This just looks. I mean, and this is all captured on the system, you guys. This is what it's going to look like when you look up in the air. I mean, this shot right here.
This is gameplay.
Is fucking incredible.
PS5 gameplay.
Yep. Josh, cool. I'm gonna have to finish this game, bro. You know that, right? Now I gotta finish.
Yeah,
the game.
yeah. We can watch him rage trying to shoot his little bow and arrow and not hit anything.
Dude, I had the wrong one, dude. I was supposed to be sharpshooter, and I did not have sharpshooter. But very, very impressive trailer. You know, at some point we were gonna get a Horizon Zero Dawn. How close this is to launch, or hopefully it's. I think it's a 2021 title.
If they were smart, they would do that spring window like they did the God of War, like a March.
Yeah.
They do a lot of March.
Sony loves to do that thing. I mean, they have so many studios. They love to stagger that shit. They love to stagger that shit.
It's smart to make money all quarters throughout the year instead of just one quarter.
Yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion.
I mean, look at this world, man. The world that Guerrilla creates. You know, you think, and there he is. There's Lance. There's Zavala.
Oh, yeah.
There's Zavala.
Lance Reddick.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude,
there's Zavala.
He's a full fucking 10, too. Oh, yeah, he does the voice of Zavala, doesn't he?
He's Zavala, yeah.
I always say it's Keith David. And
Keith David is, no, Keith David is, he's in, what, Halo?
He does, yeah.
No, he's in Mass Effect.
No, he does everything.
Yeah, he does everything.
He's fucking Goliath in Gargoyles.
He's the Arbiter.
He's the Arbiter.
Yep, there you go. But yeah, dude, this looked incredible. This looked. Oh, this shot right here, the Mastodon. This looks so fucking badass. If you're gonna see one of these charging at you in game,
and you're gonna use your little bow and arrow and miss.
Yeah, miss. I'm like, I'm not. Why isn't this my sharpshooter? Dude, that looked hype. That is not. But I'm excited about this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not to finish it. But Piccolo alluded to earlier. You know, Guerrilla has a second team, another unit that's working on a game.
Let's get this last one out, and then we'll talk about it.
Some of the things that Guerrilla has done, their moves they've made. They hired one of the directors from Rainbow Six Siege. They hired a level designer from Rainbow Six Siege, and you know, to go along with what Tidix had to say is, Sony at one point, I think it was last year, was in discussions about bringing the SOCOM franchise back. And if there's anything that PlayStation needs right now, it's a first-party multiplayer game.
Yes.
I mean, everyone says, oh, they don't have any multiplayer games. They literally have every single multiplayer game other than Halo that Xbox has. So they have plenty of multiplayer games, but they need that one title. Mm-hmm. And if there's ever a time to bring back SOCOM, it's right fucking now. Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, all these team tactical shooters. That's what they need right now. And I gotta believe, dude, you know, as much as I like Killzone, you don't bring in somebody who's worked on Rainbow Six Siege, whose specific skill set revolves around esports. It revolves around esports too. He's big on esports. SOCOM fits that model. SOCOM fits that.
Could you imagine a tactical SOCOM button, clearly tactical, but like esports?
I mean,
that would be fucking crazy.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. I just that's why I was kind of bummed. But you know, Sony has said, look, we're going to see more going forward. You know, a lot of the stuff that we saw today, outside of the Destruction All Stars and Deathloop, not a lot of multiplayer stuff.
No.
There wasn't a lot of multiplayer stuff. And, dude, if you want to sell your system, you got to have multiplayer stuff. Now, a lot of the stuff that we saw, Godfall, yes. Godfall is multiplayer. It's co-op. But, I mean, like a full-on multiplayer competitive shooter, you need something like that. And a lot of the stuff here we also saw was single-player, a lot of campaign stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't expect the next SOCOM to have a campaign. I expect this to be a multiplayer-only shooter. And I'm fine with that. That's all
fine.
I want.
Fine.
Maybe it just didn't fit what they were doing today. I would expect a SOCOM multiplayer-only shooter to probably be something they announced later this summer, closer to launch. They got to have something, though. Yes, they'll have Call of Duty's coming out this fall. We know that. But they got to have something to have that SOCOM. SOCOM Battle Royale, no. Even though when I honestly, man,
we've had this discussion too.
When I play PUBG, I'm just like, man, the character movements, everything's the same. Very SOCOM.
All I'm saying is if they had a mode in there that was similar to that and they did it right.
Dude, if you want to make a SOCOM game that focuses on 5v5 and all the sweet fucking tactical modes like extraction and escort and breach and all that shit, and you want to throw in a fucking battle royale mode off to the side, cool.
Yeah,
go for it. I don't give a shit.
That's what I'm saying. I think that would be cool to have that as an option.
Yeah, and that's cool. Yeah, and that would sell. Honestly, it really would. And I think it would fit, but make the focus the 5v5.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah,
make the
absolutely.
focus 5v5. Man, I keep thinking about the days when SOCOM 2 launched and there was 20 fucking maps in that game.
It was huge.
And then you had the extra 3 maps that came on the disc in the PlayStation magazine. That was like one of the first times they did DLC for like a PS2 game.
I had to go when I was working at Mickey D's back then, and I had to go to a buddy's house after we got out at like 11:30 at night, and we'd sit there and I had to drive back to Elma sometimes, and fucking play that shit.
I'll remember the first time I played SOCOM 2. I just started with the company I'm with now. And I went to the store and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy. I do have an erection. I'm not even joking.
He's boned out right now.
Boned
dude.
out big
you
time.
See it.
I remember I went to Best Buy and I bought the adapter for the big PS2. Remember you had to buy the online adapter, and it came with SOCOM 2, and I got the headset and all that stuff. And I was like, well, I'll see what this game is about. Everyone's talking about it. I mean,
this is SOCOM 2.
SOCOM 2.
You never played SOCOM 1.
I never played SOCOM 1.
Oh fuck.
No.
Oh,
so I get this game and I go home and keep I just started this job, so I had training at like 7 a.m. Okay, 7 a.m. the next day. I'm like, I'll go home and hook this up, get it all hooked up, ready to go at like 9 o'clock. I was like, well, I'll just play a couple matches. Well, encountered my first all-nighter.
Oh man!
Because I'm sitting there playing the game, right? I'm playing the game, and I look out the window. I'm like, man, that moon is bright. Oh, fuck. That's the sun coming up. 5:15 in the morning. I got to be to work in an hour for training. Dude, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool game.
Place you're currently at, right?
I sent emails to my cousins, his friends, and my brother. And I was like, you guys need to go buy this fucking game right now. And, dude, that's all we did for 2 straight summers. Every fucking night, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. All right, guys, I'm making a lobby. Get in here. You could do. It was one of the few games where you could do ranked user-created matches, user-created rooms, where you could make a user-created room and still rank up and just play with your friends. And dude, we would just go through all the maps. It's seriously it's my favorite multiplayer game ever. And I really hope Sony does not fucking miss this opportunity. Give me a SOCOM.
I got a feeling, and we didn't see it today. And we talk about SOCOM actually a lot in the last few months.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1 or 2 other people that I know that talk about SOCOM pretty often. I got a feeling. I mean, we thought 2 E3s ago we were going to get an announcement of SOCOM. I feel like 2 E3s ago that the SOCOM talk was coming up, starting to bubble up a little bit, you know, and because they kind of wanted to sweep it under the rug after the things that happened during the PS3 era. You know, so I just feel like you're right. Like right now, when gaming, multiplayer gaming, esports gaming, tactical gaming, battle royale, all this stuff, right?
Don't miss this opportunity.
Don't miss this opportunity. Bring back one of the kings of tactical shooting. And honestly, that was a groundbreaking. Like I'll never forget the first time playing SOCOM 1 and using a headset and talking to an AI.
Tell him go move there.
Drop case.
Suppress fire. You know, and you're just like, man, this is fucking bad.
It blew my fucking mind, bro.
Yeah. First of all, Prime, last SOCOM was a disaster, not because of the hack. It was a disaster because Sony intervened and interfered and said, look, we want this to be like Call of Duty. That's where a fucking guy killed. The hack was the final nail.
Okay.
The hack was a blessing because it got the game fucking killed.
Right.
And Luigi, you are so... Oh, you're so wrong about Mag.
Mag was way ahead of its time. That was part of the problem, man. It was way ahead of its time.
I love you, Luigi, and you're always welcome here, and I will respect you, and I love you as a streamer, but you are so fucking wrong.
Fucking wrong, man.
I will never attack somebody in the chat, but you're fucking wrong. No, I'm just joking. Mag was just ahead of its time. Pickle and I have talked about it. You and I have talked about it. Mag was way ahead of its time.
Yep.
Way ahead of its time. And it's funny, SOCOM 4 evolved into Mag. When Zipper started working on SOCOM 4, they were like, hey, let's make it bigger. Let's make it like Battlefield and have more people. And they're like, oh, fuck it. Let's go 256.
Yeah.
And then they changed it to Mag. But that actually originated. That was first SOCOM. The next SOCOM title after Combined Assault.
I never realized that.
And then they expanded and said, fuck it, man, let's put 256 people on the map. Mag was actually a really fun game. I played a lot of it with my friends, and we had a good time, especially because we were a good unit. The squad stuff in Mag was so cool. It was way ahead of it. I had no business being out last gen.
No.
Had Zipper survived and not been rest in peace. But, Zipper, you should have just stood your ground and said, Sony, get the fuck out of here. We're making SOCOM the way we want to make it. If Zipper was still around and they tried making Mag now, it'd be fucking amazing. It'd be fucking amazing. Yeah, it was a great game. I loved the objectives. It was chaotic. There was a lot going on. Last SWAT game I played was Ghost Recon on Dreamcast. Beat it, but it was tough. Ooh, man, Ghost Recon. But Ghost Recon's always good. I always like Ghost Recon. I love it.
I really do. Even Advanced Warriors and all that shit.
I love you, Luigi. I'm serious, bro. Nothing but respect for you, but don't ever come in here and speak that
don't
bullshit
talk that shit about
Mag.
that Mag. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Yeah,
You're welcome to say whatever else you want, bro. You're welcome to say whatever else you want.
Yeah,
you come in here and spew that shit, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you, but I'm gonna love you. I'll buy you a drink afterwards, okay? I'm gonna buy you a drink afterwards. But no, it was way ahead of its time. But I thought it was fun. I had a good time. All right, moving on. I could talk about Zipper. I could talk about that shit. All fucking day.
Bottom line, that was the one that there's like a 3 or 4 of us that really wanted that today.
Yeah. Oh man, I really wanted a SOCOM.
We're hoping we still might see that in the future with Gamescom coming up, and we still got a little bit left of summer.
I think with the way Microsoft and Sony are doing it. I mean, next month we know Microsoft's going to have a big first party focus. They're going to have a big presentation. They're going to talk about a lot of great first party stuff, which I really want to see.
Really excited about that.
But at some point through the summer, Sony's going to do another. What are those called? They're basically Nintendo Directs.
Days of Play,
PlayStation Player, some shit like that.
Yeah, whatever they call them.
I wouldn't be surprised if SOCOM falls into one of those categories because it's not going to be a big budget single player game, but it will be state of play. Thanks, Pick. It will be one of those games where I think it's going to be kind of like a games as a service where they just like Siege. Just iterate upon it and add stuff. I mean, dude, they took Siege, which was a busted fucking game.
2015, December.
It ran a beta a week before launch, and it was an unmitigated disaster.
It was a mess. I tried to play it.
Here we are, still one of the premier
and it's growing
esport games.
It's always growing.
And Ubisoft has turned around. There is a model and I think SOCOM would fit that model. I think SOCOM would fit very, very nicely.
Keep it third person though, right?
Oh, fuck yeah! Don't do no first person shit.
Yeah, no.
Don't do any first person shit. Third person, realistic, no health regen, no fucking quick scoping, no 360 sniping. Skill on skill, bitch.
Skill on skill.
If you suck, you suck.
So I won't,
if you're a god like me and you're good looking, you're blessed. You're just blessed. All right, moving the fuck on. Why didn't you like Siege, House? Because it's what? You can't regen, no health regen? Huh? I want to hear this. Oh, the beta told me no. Oh, okay, no. And you're not wrong, dude.
And you're on attack mode.
I know.
Luigi got you heated.
He did. I'm defending it because Siege is actually a fucking sweet game. And House, I tell you this right now, man. If you, myself, and a couple other people got Siege and bought into it, you would fucking love it. You would love it. It is a great game. Siege is a great game. It's an absolutely great game. And this is coming from somebody who I played the beta and was like, man, this thing is a fucking disaster.
It's awesome. I suck.
I mean, it's sweaty as fuck. It is one of the most sweaty games out there.
And you got to have a great headset. Too.
You really got to, and you got to communicate, and you got to be smart.
You can't. I think streaming is difficult. I'll be honest with you.
Panic. I'm fired up because we're talking about SOCOM.
We
didn't get a goddamn SOCOM game. Dude, Anthouse, I'm telling you, bro. If you ever want to play Siege, I'm fucking ready. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm. He's ready.
Ready to go. I'm standing and I'm ready. Beta was a total train wreck, but the game is a premier tactical shooter now. I mean, it really is. It really is.
It's like most Ubisoft games comes out. It takes them about a year to get it figured out.
Seriously, I could jerk this entire genre off the entire night. We got to move on. We got one more thing we want to talk about.
Oh, really?
Dude, Simeon's ready to rumble.
Fight night. Oh, he's a don't. Yeah, Chance is a big fan of Fight Night, man.
Can we get a new Fight Night? Fight Night was bad.
God, dude.
Fight Night was sweet.
I know everybody loves their affliction tees in UFC now, but give me a fucking boxing game.
Oh man, Fight Night was a damn.
Sackboy, we are not covering Sackboy, but that actually looked like a really enjoyable game.
That one looked good. A 3D platformer based around Little Big Planet from Sumo Digital. I'm on board for that.
Yep.
I'll check that out. I think it'll be fun. All right, the last game we want to talk about is the big one that a lot of people were anticipating at some point because Blue Point has proven to be, again, kind of like a Housemarque. Just quality products, especially in the form of remasters. They are exceptional when it comes to remasters. And then finally we got to what everyone was kind of hoping, what people were talking about, alluding to, hinting at. We got to see Demon's Souls Remastered. And this, much like Horizon Zero Dawn and some of the other titles, this trailer you're watching right here will not do this game justice. If you go onto YouTube and watch the 4K version, this game has proven once again that Blue Point is the masters at remasters. They're fucking brilliant, dude.
It looks beautiful, clearly. I was surprised. So a couple things. I was surprised this wasn't a Bloodborne 2 announcement.
I thought it was, dude. Because right before they showed this, Shuhei was like, "This is something that's very near and dear to me."
Right.
And I knew he was a fan of Demon's Souls, but at the beginning when I heard the music, I was like, "This is Bloodborne 2."
That's what I was thinking, and I was hoping for that because that to me like would make more sense than maybe a Demon's Souls. Maybe we'll see more of that down the road, but Bloodborne is a prominent exclusive to those Soul series kind of games.
Yep.
That said, this game, while it looks so beautiful. And they are enjoyable to watch people play. It's one of those things I would watch stream, and I have. This also goes into the filing cabinet under of I don't give a shit, and that's simply because I don't have the patience to play these kind of fucking games because I would tear down 4 walls in my house and break a controller and maybe accidentally shit on my living room floor. So I don't want nothing to do with it. But for those that love it, I think I have a lot of respect for these kind of games. Because it takes a lot of patience and a lot of skill. I don't have patience, and I probably don't have any skill in these kind of games. So I'm far removed from it. But God damn it, I honestly like a Bloodborne, which is so very high Lovecraft. I wish I had the patience. I want to play those games. I beat the first boss in that game. Took me a week to get there and beat him.
You want to know how I play these games, dude? You want to know? Here's how I play these games. Sitting there playing, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm going hard. I'm like, yeah. 5 hours go by. 6 hours, maybe. I'm playing. And I beat the first boss, finally. And I'm like this. That was a great game. Turn it off and delete it.
That's what I did with
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
The fucking game.
I beat the first boss, which was a werewolf in Bloodborne.
Yep.
And it took me a week because I figured out the loop to get to that save spot. I grinded.
Yep.
Beat him, and I'm like, I'm good. Awesome. Sweet week. Delete. Instantly, I deleted it off my phone.
As soon as it says, the boss is defeated, I assume that says platinum trophy.
Done.
You have beaten the game. Yeah. I imagine the credits. I go on Twitter and say, I beat the first boss.
Right.
I'm fucking done. Back to Destiny. Thanks.
I take a few shots. It's awesome.
They are incredibly stressful. But the thing is, I'll be the first to admit, I suck at these games. I'm terrible at them. I'm too much of, I grew up button mashing. And if there's one thing that will fucking kill you in these games, it is button mashing. You have to be precise. You have to be accurate. You have to be calculated. And I respect the people who are good at it. Ren Fox plays the shit out of those games. He played through Sekiro. He's very, very good at it. I don't have the patience. I want to... JD, I'm the same way, dude. Like, I'll be sitting there button and I'll hit square twice too many times. And I'm in the middle of my animation. I'm like, and here's the boss just going to crush me.
Or
I'm dead.
I call it. When I die I always said I got Icarus. And if anybody's familiar with the mythology of Icarus, he flew too close to the sun and his wax wings melted. So I always say, well, I got Icarus and I died. You know what I mean? Like Drasten's talking about the fucking frogs in Star Wars. Fuck those fucking
those things were easy,
frogs.
dude.
Fuck you.
They were
Fuck
easy.
those frogs. You fucking troll me too. Fuck those frogs. Fuck those frogs. I got Icarus on that shit too, and that's the problem. Is like those games, I just don't have that I don't have that patience.
Well, there was a frog that was one of the exceptional beasts or whatever it was called. What are the special? There's like multiple.
What was that big fucker in the cave?
Yeah. I beat him. He was easy.
Fuck off.
It was easy. Dude, I beat him at like level 4. Like my character was like.
Oh, you're edging so hard right now.
I'm an edgelord.
Oh my god. Stop.
But no, I mean, I'm really excited about this because, like I said, the reason I'm following the dude.
no more following the dude.
Oh.
Sorry.
But no, I'm curious to see how this game looks because Blue Point has the ability. You know, a lot of people were like, "Oh, is this going to be a 1-for-1 remaster? Will they make some changes to it?" And they've shown, like with Shadow of the Colossus, that they can take a game that is revered and loved by many people, make changes to it, and still kind of keep what makes it great.
Right, and lift it up. So
and bring it up where it needs to be brought up. And the fact that they're going to go into Demon Souls, a game that has, which is crazy, dude. Do you know how tough it was? You know, Sony had every opportunity to bring that game over and buy up that IP, but they didn't. For them to be able to go out there and get Blue Point to make this game is fucking huge. This is a big get. This is a big move, and this is going to sell. People are going to be all over this shit for Demon Souls.
I'm not.
Yeah, you will. You're going to do it because it'll be an awesome raid stream, and everyone wants to see you melt the fuck down.
So, of all those games that I want to play that's going to be ragey...
Demon Souls, absolutely.
No, actually it's Sekiro.
Sekiro?
I really want to play that.
Yeah.
It's the one that has this entire gen, and it's not been out for very long.
I can tell you this right now. I have beaten 3 bosses in Sekiro.
In Sekiro, they said that Star Wars Jedi Fallen is actually a lot more like Sekiro than any of the Dark Souls games.
Oh, really?
It was because of the
I need to
stamina
finish
bar.
that, man. Jedi is one of the few games like that where I was like, I don't give a fuck about my pride. I'm gonna lower the difficulty to just the dumbest setting because I want to play through the story.
It's how I play a lot of.
But
games.
I feel like when you talk about games like Sekiro and you talk about Demon Souls or Bloodborne, I have to play. I can't dumb that down. I have to play where everyone else plays because I feel like if I do it, then I'm being a bitch, and I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. You bitch.
But so yeah, overall thoughts on the show. What we see.
So to sum it up, I would say I was surprised in a lot of ways. Xbox, like I said again, has been trickled. So we've been able to like breadcrumb out 2 or 3 shows in this, which is nice because you can kind of like focus. This was almost overwhelming for me today to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I love Prime's gonna get this too. You're gonna get this, and anybody that's in the sci-fi. It was a lot of sci-fi, and that was really exciting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I get really excited. I know we all want to see SOCOMs. We all know that we're gonna get Spider-Man. We all know we were gonna get these sequels to these great games. But what really excites me are completely fresh, new IPs that are tantalizing, and we got a lot of tantalizing new IPs today. And I didn't know what to expect from that because if you remember a couple weeks ago, I was concerned. I was really worried we were going to see a lot of remasters today, and we didn't. And that was great. So that was already wiped away. But what we got was a lot of either mid, small, and of course big studios that brought out a lot of new shit, and that to me is exciting because I want that SOCOM bad. I really want that fucking God of War 2 or whatever, but I want that fucking Destiny 75.2 and all their expansions. But what I really want at the end of the day is new fucking IPs.
We got a lot of that.
New fucking. I wanted to come into this and go, what the fuck is this? Tokyo. What the fuck is this? Kenna, like
Returnal,
all this crazy shit that you didn't expect you would see. Like I honestly went into this day going think, oh, here's my checklist. I'm gonna probably see this, maybe see this, and kind of go with this. These have been whispers, and it didn't get that at all. And I know I think some people are on the other side of the coin. They want more of what they're used to, classics, etc. I'm not that person.
And see, I think that just speaks volumes about Sony's stable first-party game. They want to see classics. Obviously, we're getting another Ratchet and Clank. People are excited about that.
Yeah,
People love the Ratchet and Clank. You know, Zadder said Resistance had a lot of potential, just fell a little short in a lot of areas. I would agree with that up until 3. I thought Resistance 3 was fucking incredible. It didn't have Nathan Hale in it. It was a completely different character. I want to say his name was Joe or something, but Resistance 3 was a more focused story. It was a more focused shooter. Obviously, 1 and 2 were huge. Especially 2 was like really big. 3 was a little bit more focused and minimal compared to like the first 2. Resistance 3 was fucking great. Resistance 3 was a really, really good game. The best one in the franchise by far. I too would have liked to have seen Insomniac come out and say, "Hey, look, we're working on a new Resistance game. But obviously, Insomniac's very busy with Spider-Man. They're very busy with Ratchet and Clank. Somewhere down the line, I'm sure they would like to revisit Resistance in some degree, hopefully, because I feel like Resistance 3, we got to really see them taking that franchise where the story was actually really impactful. It was a really good story in 3.
Which is, we heard whispers of a Resistance remaster, and we still might see that in another event.
Which is the game I think would benefit from that, because if you go back and play Resistance right now, the control scheme is terrible.
Well, not only that, but
it's
a lot
not
of
modernized.
I think a lot of people.
It's bad.
I don't think, besides if you did play a lot of PlayStation, a lot of people aren't familiar with the series really at all.
Right.
And even Killzone. I think that because that gen, I think a lot of people, myself included, played a lot more 360. I missed out on a lot of PS3 stuff.
That's valid.
And now PS4 sold so well, and PS5 is on the horizon, and Sony has done well this gen and kind of found their way again. I think it's time to bring some of that stuff back because generation back, right? In PS4 and PS3. So I think they tend to kind of do that. They don't always bring something out every generation. It's like they wait a generation and kind of rehash or look at towards the trends. And they've so far they've been kind of finding their way on that. But all the stuff that we thought we were going to see today or whispered of, we really didn't at all. There was some surprises, a couple here, and some disappointments because we wanted to see some of that big stuff. But at the end of the day, for me, Luigi will get this too. We talked about this earlier. I am, and everybody knows this typically, more so a single player game player, RPG, or I like that kind of person. I want to play these single player games. I'll play a multiplayer game if it's one I love or get hooked on and there's people to play. I'll always even try. I'll usually try most of them.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I want new IPs. I care more about playing something like Returnal than I do, some random multiplayer game that maybe came out before. So for me today, I was very excited. And I'm very excited this gen coming forward because there was a few on that Microsoft showcased that I'm like, man, this is a single player game. So yes, I was really excited. The system underwhelms me a little bit because I don't care about that kind of shit like that.
The aesthetic of it.
Yep, the aesthetic of it. Thank you. And I'm very excited for a lot of these new IPs. They really got me excited. I'm a sci-fi nut, so all the sci-fi today, awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I thought Sony did a great job at letting people know, look, this is gameplay running on a PlayStation 5 system, captured from a PlayStation 5 system. And I thought that was important for them to convey that message simply because Microsoft was criticized of it so much. Don't get me wrong. The shit that Microsoft showed was really interesting. There's some good stuff in there.
Oh, dude, some of the games look awesome.
It's some messaging where Microsoft continues to kind of stumble, whereas Sony is very clear, concise, and direct. Running on a PlayStation 5, end of story. It's like, okay, cool, I appreciate that. There was a lot of cool-looking titles in here, a lot of focus on single-player stuff. There was some multiplayer and co-op elements, a little bit of that. But this was a lot of single-player stuff, which I think is where Sony is going to really sell their system because of all the different abilities that the system has. With the SSD, the no-load screens, and a lot of stuff that they're going to be able to not have to contend with that Microsoft might have to have in their games. It's going to be those experiences that are just that I think it plays into single-player experiences a little bit better, more immersive.
Ant House points that out too.
Sony has always been a single-player console. Microsoft has always promoted multiplayer. And again, that's where I feel like Sony would benefit from a large-scale, a very esports-focused SOCOM title. If they can come out with something like SOCOM and kill it, they can get rid of that misnomer. They can get rid of that perception.
Here we go.
No. I'm not going to get started again. There's a lot of good. Sony's got a lot of good stuff. Microsoft has a lot of good stuff. I just feel like today the messaging was more clear than what Microsoft has, and we're going to see Microsoft get another opportunity next month when they do their show. They're going to be like, okay, look, let's talk about our first-party stuff. Let's show the fucking gameplay from the system, not the what it could represent or look like at some point. Show us your fucking games. Be happy, dude.
That's gonna be dope.
You got the most powerful console. I want to see some hotness.
Yeah, give me some.
I don't want to see what it could look like. I want to see hotness.
Right.
So, overall though, strong show. I thought it was good. A lot of good stuff. No SOCOM. Pissed about that. Everything else looked great.
Yeah, we didn't see any more God of War. I was surprised. I figured we'd get a hint or a taste of God of War.
See Corey Barlog show up and be like, "Well, we're working on something."
That'd have been nice, I think. But at the end of the day, yeah, I think there is a. Listen, I'm gonna have both systems regardless, and I definitely do play a lot of multiplayer games more typically on my Xbox because that's where a lot of people play. Some of the games that we all play together, like minus maybe you and Pick and Cap and a couple other people and Draston, we play a lot on PlayStation with the multiplayer stuff. But I play a lot of single player games. I that is my experience as a gamer, and it's nothing against multiplayer games. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not that kind of competitiveness. Right. It depends on the game. Like I say that, and Halo is one of my all-time favorite FPSs. I'm just garbage at it now because Halo 5 sucks. But I do appreciate the storytelling still in Halo and all these games. I want. This was a kind of a thing for me personally, like, and move aside your fandom or whatever. Right. I am a single player person. I am somebody who will play some of these, like the Sackboy game that looked enjoyable too. Yep. They pandered to not just core gamers and the casual gamers. They pandered to really everybody today, and maybe
they really did.
I mean,
the indies,
just
cute
a
games,
little bit of
hardcore games.
Yep. It was very smart.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of the point, and that's kind of what happened with PS4 is that they found a really good sweet sauce with a lot of all of that, and they're trying to really capture that now. And I feel like again, these new IPs that are coming out, they're exploring your imagination deeper, and that to me as a single player, that's exciting. That's really fucking huge for me.
It's really exciting. It's good stuff. And like I said, we're going to see more throughout the summer. It'll be really exciting to see what else they have to show. Obviously, the only thing that's left now is pricing. We need to know when we can pre-order and how much these systems are going to cost.
What is your gamble on them?
Dude, my thing is, man, it has to be $499. Anytime you go over $499, if you get close to $600, you're in trouble.
You're looking at PS3 again.
You're looking at PS3. I mean, just everyone. Absolutely, dude, $599 for CD drive. Good luck. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, I could see it. I mean, I understand why people think that. I get that. But I mean, dude, you got to think back to the PS3 when they announced $599 for the PS3. It was horrific. Horrific. Nobody wants to see $599.
$499 for the Xbox because they had connected it to Microsoft this gen. Be honest.
I mean, I think $499 for the drive, $449 for the digital, and there you go. I think anytime you go over 500, man, that's dangerous.
Yeah, Luigi, that's right too. Now, during everything that's going on in the world, you got to be really careful.
Dude, especially because you move into we're moving into that recession territory.
Yep.
They don't want to make these systems where you can't. They want to make it appealing for people who are stuck at home, maybe lose their jobs or whatever. They have to make it $700. Josh, you're gonna buy mine if that's the case. But yeah, I think Zadder's right. $499 is where they both need to be.
That's gonna be the sweet. I think five. Like, listen, let's be honest with ourselves. In 2001, the PS2 came out at $350, $400, $350, I believe it was, if I remember correctly. $349, right? And we are in 2020, so almost 20 years from that date. And you're going to tell me that a system comes out that long ago with the crazy technology and the amount that goes into it, and people are going to cry about $500 or $600? Probably, but don't get me wrong. You got to think about money, and I completely get that. I've also said today, though, for me, like, I'm going to get them one way or another. Core gamers are going to buy them, man. Like, I'm going to pay that money. If it comes down to being $600, I'm okay with that, personally. That's just me.
Drastis says, I wonder if game prices will go up. I think prices of games will go up before systems do.
Game prices have not gone up since the early PS2, Xbox One
era. If one of those things is going to go up, it's going to be games, because that's where the money's made.
The only game prices that have gone up are Ubisoft, because you pay $40 for extra season passes. Ubisoft just figured out that sweet spot how to do that, and they get away with it too.
But see, you got to understand the reason we don't see a lot of these game prices go up is because of season passes that people pay for, because of DLC that people bitch about and complain about all day, or microtransactions that don't affect gameplay. That shit exists, so you're not paying $80 games.
Right. Which is fine. And like a lot of Ubisoft is the only one that's out there in the forefront doing it and not even thinking twice about it. And honestly, again, I would say 70% of their games, you're paying $40 for a season pass. You're getting a lot of meaty game on it though too, but you're getting a live service, and they're continuing to doing some of those.
See, but the thing is, don't tell shareholders that. The shareholders know gamers are very, 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 very picky.
Oh yeah.
And if a price goes up, they're not going to fucking buy it. It doesn't matter how greedy they are. If they raise the prices, people are not going to buy it.
I mean, if you go to 70, could be scary for games, but I think eventually it's going to happen.
When you have when you can make that extra money through cosmetics and microtransactions and DLC, the shareholders know that's more appealing to gamers because we've seen it. We know microtransactions make a lot of fucking money.
It's 1 or 2 times you're going to play it for a week.
There's
and forget
people that
about
they
it,
make more. They make billions of dollars off microtransactions. They won't fucking touch the prices of games as long as they're making that much money off the actual microtransactions. They won't even look at the games. But if they're going to raise the price of anything first, I think it would be the games over the system, because when you look at these two, Microsoft and Sony, especially Nintendo, yes, their system is cute, but these two, they have to keep their price because everyone always remembers what happened when PS3 said $5.99. It was a disaster.
It was always be a thing. And people always remember the games for the N64 was $75-$80.
Yep.
They were cartridge based.
Oh God, I forgot about that. That was brutal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we seriously appreciate each and every one of you that tuned in tonight on the new Banter and Babble Mixer channel.
Yeah, if you've not followed this channel, follow the. I just did the clap at you. I clapped at you.
Did you really? Clap?
I just clapped.
Oh my God.
Banter and Babble channel. We are here live. Twitch.tv and Mixer.com for both of these channels, and you can find us on YouTube as well. I don't know actually, is it just Banter and Babble YouTube?
Banter Babble.
Banter Babble.
Yep.
Banter Babble. And as always, as well too, you can check us out on Twitter, Banter and Babble too. You can watch us on Periscope and Facebook if you've got us on Facebook, whether it's the Banter and Babble Facebook page, Tater Tot Boys, or our personal pages as well too.
Yep.
Why don't you go real quick?
Oh yeah, do I have that code?
I don't know. Do you?
No, because it didn't work.
Dummy.
Oh, hold on, I can do it though. I can do this.
Hang on. We'll just
I'm
hit the
awesome.
button.
I'm
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
if you want to join the Discord, do it.
Hop in the Discord. If
There it
you
is
use
right
Discord,
there.
we'd love to have you in that Discord.
Click on that, join the Discord,
Yes.
say hello.
Chat with us, please.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
Chance
yes.
McKinney, Donkey Kong Country for SNES was $100, I believe. See what I'm talking
Jesus
about?
Christ, yeah. It's all the cartridge shit.
Brutal.
Yeah, hang out all day with us. It's mostly driven for Banter and Babble and a little bit of both of our personal channels, but
Food porn channels where
food
it's
porn
at.
channel, and we always say it, Arbalist, ambiguous. Even the dude, we're always posting stuff in there too. But please get in the Discord, hang out with us. We'll be on next week's episode of To Catch a Predator, and there won't be a fire team involved at all.
Oh my Lord.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all for coming through to
Yeah,
this.
you guys
last
were great
minute too,
tonight.
so.
It was good hearing your thoughts.
Great talking.
You shared your thoughts on what we saw from PlayStation. You guys were always funny in the chat. You guys always bring in good perspective, good opinions. You guys are always keeping the conversation going. Really, really appreciate you guys.
Thank
and
you.
girls for following us right here. And bad opinions. We're all about those bad opinions.
Luigi!
We're all about those bad opinions, bro. But seriously, thank you guys so much. We'll be back next week with another episode of Banter and Babble.
Yep.
We have a lot to talk about.
We got some
If you
fucking shit to
guys
talk
and
about.
girls
Yeah.
get a moment,
Throw this out there.
please
Please.
check out the movie Becky. We're gonna talk about it next week. It's it's $9.99 on iTunes. I think it's the same
Amazon
on
Prime,
Amazon
yep.
Prime. It's got I can't
Report
even
it.
tell. I can't believe the cast in this movie. It's an action thriller with Lulu Wilson, who's a great actress, by the way. She steals this movie, and Kevin James and Joel McHale. You guys have to see this movie. We're going to talk about it next week. Becky. Check it out. We're going to talk about it next week. We got a couple other things we want to talk about. Should be a great show. Appreciate everyone being here tonight. For Fanboy Tone, I'm the Dude 79. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.